Everybody? Pardon me? Alright. Hopefully that sounds alright, because we need to have some decent recording. But I'm on my window headset, so I guess maybe we'll stop using this headset. Bear with me one moment, and we will put on one that actually sounds good. And then we'll check audio levels there. And if everything goes as planned, we're going to have a little chat while the Insane in the Rain album listening party plays in the background. And I've got more to say about that. Bear with me here just one moment. Let's go ahead and see how the description turned out. Hey, it kind of worked. At least you got the link to Insane in the Rain. Ooh, better mute my own stream. I wonder if I can fix that on the laptop. Alright, let's go ahead and check out the audio levels here before we get this started. Oh, I'm quiet. I'm very quiet. Oh, sorry everybody. Here we go. Maybe something a little more like this. Excuse me. Alright, let's check out how that sounds. Here, let me mute my mic real quick just so I can get a little heads up of how it's sounding on the stream. Bear with me one moment. Oh, did I turn it off? Okay, we're on. We're good. We're good, right? We're good, right? Sorry, everybody. Let's find something calm to test out the old audio levels. So I'm going to turn my volume down just in case. Oh, we're at a good level. Should be right around here. I think that will do. And our voice levels are good, not too high. I think we're ready to begin, everybody. Good morning and welcome. Nice to have you here this morning. Oh, I messed that up already, but that's okay. I guess without further ado here, we're just going to get started on...
Power off.
Oh, man, well, I guess we're going to have to readjust that, but that's okay. I guess we'll go ahead and just do that now as this song plays. Sorry guys, it's a little off the cuff thing I wanted to do because I got some
Power
absolutely...
on. Bluetooth mode. Bluetooth connected.
Sorry, we got some absolutely fantastic news. The biggest news I think that could possibly happen to this channel. I am so excited. So excited, guys.
Get started. Let's
Almost ready, guys. So, the big news, guys. I was in tears this morning. Happy, happy tears of joy. There is a particular music artist that I have been following for several years who made a YouTube channel doing jazz arrangements of video game music. And as he went along, he made a lot of songs and content on YouTube. And as he went along, every once in a while, he would pepper in some of his own original pieces that were all really fantastic. And even though they weren't directly connected to a video game or anything like that, they had subtle nods, and you could tell he's heavily influenced by the video game music community, which is a huge part of my musical tastes and interests, along with jazz and other sorts of music. But about a year or so ago, he had uploaded a video saying that he was departing from video game music, which was somewhat of some sad news, but it was followed with the most wonderful announcement that he will be working on his own original pieces and producing his own original self-titled album. And if you follow him, you'll know that this album was actually just recently released. The album party was, I don't know, maybe about a week or so ago. But it's out. You can get it on Bandcamp. I've got the link here in the description. But it's all over YouTube. And I strongly recommend checking it out. It is a fantastic album. The album is called Insane in the Rain. The artist's name is Insane in the Rain. That is Carlos Eiene. As I said, find it on Bandcamp. But we also have Andrew Sumabat, who played the trombone and the trumpet and the flugelhorn, I believe. Josh Vasquez on guitars. Rob Kovacs on piano and Rhodes. Nick Mendoza on bass. And Dom Palombi. My apologies if I pronounced your last name wrong. He's on the drums. But without further ado, guys, we are going to play in the background their album listening party. Now, I reached out to Carlos personally, and he gave me permission to use the music on my project from this album. So, while this is not the album, and I hope this isn't upsetting to him, I don't think it will be. But as we go over this morning's things, I'm just going to play this in the background as it's just such a wonderful, wonderful upload. And he gets... if you go check out the songs, each individually on YouTube, they all have wonderful descriptions of the song meaning and stuff behind them. But in this album listening party, they go into detail about the songs. And, I mean, the whole band is here. It's such a fantastic video. I was there for the live stream of it too, and it was an absolutely wonderful experience. So I'm just gonna try to lightly play that in the background, and we'll go over our thoughts and how we're gonna tackle the Operation Legendary Zenith moving forward, with the help of Carlos Eiene and his band, Insane in the Rain. I'm so ecstatic. I'm just trying to be calm. Alright, let's get it going, and then we'll get our day going.
Band. How about we introduce the band in score order? You know, whenever I have to like write all your guys' names down, I always go in score order in my head because that's the order that sticks to me.
Man.
So I guess that means I'm first. I'm Insane in the Rain.
Carlos Eiene.
I played alto sax, tenor sax, EWI, and all the studio performance videos, and a lot of overdubs in terms of like synths, percussion, and some other wind instruments in the background and stuff. Beneath me is synths, percussion, and some other. Enter Sumabat. You wanna introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Andrew.
Let's go! Nice! Yeah!
Legend.
I played trombone and a little bit of trumpet and flugelhorn.
Yeah,
That's
and Flugelhorn, that's true.
Flugelhorn's actually more important than trumpet, in my opinion. But yeah, I played that on this album, and I had a fantastic time.
Do you have my Flugelhorn in your room right now?
No.
Oh.
Not in my room.
So I lent Andrew my Flugelhorn because we had this problem where like on trumpets you have the valves are supposed to go in a certain specific way, and there's usually a little plastic piece that keeps them from rotating. But on my Flugelhorn, that plastic piece is broken, so Andrew was trying to fix it. But apparently, like you said, it was so bad that
While
like
the introductions and
Okay,
stuff
so
play
like
out,
I was
I'm gonna go ahead and sort inventories
on Carlos Flugelhorn,
kind of prepare
and,
for the day
valves
ahead.
1 and 3, the plastic bit broke, so they just keep rotating and rotating and rotating
inside the
trumpet.
Inside the Flugelhorn.
While I'm playing it, so it's like it's just the worst.
Oh goodness.
It's pretty funny though.
Well, thanks for dealing with that. That's Andrew Sumabat
Sure.
on trumpet, flugelhorn, trombone. Next down will be guitar, piano, bass, drums, so guitar. We've got on my the bottom left of the screen is Josh Vasquez, guitar player.
What up? Yeah, I'm Josh. I played all the guitars on this record. I enjoy long walks on the beach, and I can also answer any question about the TV show Lost that you can possibly think of.
Now, Josh is our Josh and Nico here are our resident within the Insane in the Rain band. We also have an in-house John Mayer cover band.
I mean, like, you're not wrong. There was a 30-minute set that happened in your studio, which I wish we got footage of.
I think there's a couple clips on it. Maybe we'll have to put them out somewhere. But unfortunately, we couldn't get the licenses from John Mayer to release the song on the B side of the album. So. Oh my goodness. So that's Josh. Guitar, piano, bass, drum. So next up is Rob, top left. Rob Kovacs. Say hi.
Hi everyone. I'm Rob Kovacs. I played the keys on the record, piano, and Rhodes. And I'm a singer-songwriter and composer, also known as 88-Bit. I have a separate project where I do a bunch of video game music. That's how Carlos and I met. And I also stream on Twitch, which has been a lot of fun.
I love that he goes by the name
Rob
88-Bit.
just performed at TwitchCon recently.
One of my worlds is called 44-Bit.
He had a great time. And if you the more times you appear in Rob's stream, the more times he'll sneak like Dire Docs and not that one. No, what do you do?
Call Me Maybe.
Call Me Maybe. That's the one. Yeah.
Dire Docs by Insane in the Rain. His composition of it is one of my favorites of all time. It's so good.
Oh my god.
That E flat with the sharp 5.
Actually, when I first started making this series,
that's kind of like saying like, you
this
sneak in
YouTube user
Party
named
in the USA.
Luigi
Oh no, that was One Winged Angel.
posted just a compilation of jazz,
Party in the USA.
Nintendo music, or Mario music, I should say. And it was a bunch of different artists on there, but the Dire Docs
Nico on the bass guitar.
What's up, guys?
Composition by Insane in the Rain was on that mix, and one of the first videos that I made, I lightly played that song in the background and it got YouTube flagged, which I'm happy it did. I'm glad it didn't really, I don't know, I was glad it didn't cause any problems or anything. Everything seemed to go smoothly, so. My apologies, Carlos. Sorry.
As he said, the
big fan, just a big fan, huge fan. Thank you so much.
And soon to be the upright, non-fretted bass.
No, I should have brought that in. It's in the other room.
Oh.
I'm currently borrowing one, and it's very hard to play. But
I'm beside myself this morning.
I tried, and then I had to restring it back because I realized the weight on the bridge puts
not
on the
processing
bass on
thoughts.
both sides.
So
much
wonderful.
I was like, oh, this is gonna crack the side. I better just swap it back. So I'm just playing it upside down. You know.
What am I doing? Okay.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Nico's yeah, because you're a lefty bassist. Nico's our resident lefty.
But I think on the webcam it looks normal. So yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, we got Nico Neon in here then.
Nico Neon. Mono Nico.
Mono Nico. I should change my YouTube name to that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Mono Nico. And then last but certainly not least, in the middle up is Dom Palombi on the drum set.
Woo!
Paladin Hammer.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Paladin Hammer.
His name is Dom Paladin Hammer.
I mean, is it not just appropriate that there's paladins in this game and a paladin hammer?
Who I am outside of Dom Palombi.
Dom Pastrana.
In my phone contacts, you're Pastor Palombi.
These guys should build them their own building, and each of them should get their own room.
Yeah, if there's people from my community on Twitch
that might be the build project we do for Carlos Eiene and Insane in the Rain and these fine gentlemen.
For those that don't know me, my name's Dom Palombi. I played drums on the Insane in the Rain album.
Hi, Don.
By Carlos Eiene, and I'm happy to be a part of such an amazing project. I also lead a video game.
I love this one. This is really good.
I like that one. That's pretty good.
I also have gotten to meet all these wonderful human beings and musicians through the video game music community. I've been streaming on Twitch for about 4 years at this rate.
I also lead my own video game funk fusion band called Game Night, which
Game Night.
with the band has actually now been like a thing for almost
Funk
a year,
fusion.
which is crazy.
Yay!
On and off, but
Amazing.
I would not have. I think the first time actually Carlos and I met, I was sitting in with the Soul Bros back in MagFest in 2019, and Carlos also happened to play with the guys at the time, and we both like looked at each other like, "Oh, you're pretty cool. We should get our exchange our info and stuff like that."
That's a funny way of saying that we fell in love at first sight.
I mean,
I'll pause that real quick. I just want to say, if any of you fine gentlemen from the band or Carlos himself are watching this, apologies if you didn't want me to stream this. I will take it down or do whatever you would like. Anything like that. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I'm just so excited, and this was such a wonderful experience. So, just I'm streaming this on a PlayStation 4 and playing this on my cell phone. I was able to get the Bandcamp link up, and if I will do my best to edit it and get all of you guys in here. Get your at links and your shout out stuff, and make sure that is posted. I got your names and stuff in there, but they didn't end up as at the actual links when I typed it in on the PlayStation. But I promise I'll do my best to make sure all of that goes up as soon as the stream is over. I promise. But I will do anything you guys ask.
Oh man.
Yeah, so happy to have you on the album, Dom. I'm glad that you and everybody else here could be a part of this project. And if you'd like to check out more of everybody's individual things, I have in the description of this live stream, you should be able to click on everybody's links that go to their own respective YouTube channels, I guess.
Yeah, I typed those in, but they didn't work. But I promise I'll put them in.
Not everybody here is super active on YouTube, but assuming their YouTube channel is linked to some other social media, it should take you there as well. So, in case you're interested.
Been more active recently because I've been reposting a lot of stuff from the 4 year stream, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, people in chat are saying they're shipping the two of us, Dom. Well, you know what's better than shipping. You know what's better than shipping. Shipping me and Dom is shipping yourself an Insane of the Rain music CD, which you can buy by going on insaneoftherain.bandcamp.com.
I think they're $8. I think it's $8 for an album for the digital album. It's 13 for the actual disc, 15 for a signed disc, and 30 for the actual pressed vinyl. And they hit the
I play Iwi on this track. It's the one time I play Iwi on the
100% on their vinyl, so it's getting pressed. I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that they were able to accomplish that.
There we go.
And $30 is such a wonderful asking price. That's amazing. I'm pretty sure I can get myself a copy. I'm super excited. I even got a record player to play it on.
Oh. Bye, Rob.
Yeah, I believe one or two of the musicians has to dip out, unfortunately, throughout the live stream.
We also don't have to be dead silent while this music is playing. It's okay to...
True.
I'll just be reading chat.
This album.
Yeah, it's so interesting with T-Square, because T-Square was such a big inspiration, or a big influence for the original Super Mario Brothers music. Koji Kondo was very inspired by T-Square, and it's funny that I listen to T-Square, and
sorry if there's any ruffling
me
sounds.
too in a similar way.
This music is too good not to dance to. Bopping around here.
A little bit.
Oh man, the guitar work. Everything is just perfect in this album. It's just.
Yes, Chad, we can see you.
We can see you.
It's the best, guys.
That first hit gets me every time.
Yeah.
Bassoonist. I love the mix of yours.
Oh,
and
we have an interesting. We should tell that story after the song.
The other day with this guy.
Wait, which story?
Yes.
The story about
and
the
it all
cymbals.
got stashed. Good.
Yeah, there's
I don't think I know
more
the
to the
story.
symbol.
Pick up what we got.
Yeah, we'll tell you all about the symbols.
Guys.
This sounds like a Mario Kart menu. Man, anytime someone compares my songs to Mario Kart, I'm just like, thank you. That's good.
Get up and dance. That's what music's all about.
Excuse me.
Oh, Rob's just in time for a solo.
Yep, that was... He was making a grand entrance. If I buy the CD, can I eat it? You can. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could.
You might need
And
to
then
buy
buy another one to
though.
listen.
It probably tastes a little better than Nintendo Switch cartridges, but
You know, that's one way to make a compact disc even more compact, is by chewing it and then eating
Digestion.
it.
as long as you don't hide the pieces under your tongue, you know, 'cause it's not a pickle.
That would hurt.
I love the part of the music video where Carlos is just astonished by the guitar solo. I mean, what's like when
Oh,
he-
I do. I think I remember that clip. I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
remember
like-
experiencing it in the moment, but I remember the clip.
I was astonished by your guitar solo.
Thank you. I don't know what the heck I was doing. Here it is.
Yeah, if you could see the smile on my face at looking exactly like
I think I
Carlos
remember
right
which part it
now.
is, too, is when I started doing all the chromatic stuff.
Arms in the air,
It's somewhere around.
jaw
I
to
don't
the
remember where it
floor.
is.
I think it's like around right here.
I'm probably like. That was a dramatic reenactment of my reaction to the solo.
My favorite Carlos reaction so far that's
I think
been
we are
released
going to do a little
on,
bit
on
with
YouTube
news
is
today. I think we got to
the
do this
reaction to
episode
Andrew
on
to the other song.
Oh,
the
the
menu.
Ubuntu, like the trading section?
Yeah.
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 right.
That part's cool.
Rich Racer? Oh yeah, that OST is great.
The
Did I
dumb.
get paid in nachos?
Oh, there's that light span I was looking for.
Delicious.
Pat Metheny vibes for me.
Hey, Carlos,
Yeah.
are we still gonna get
See, when I hear that
Santos
solo, I'm
and
making all those
make
Pat
the new
Metheny
band called 3
faces.
Weeks?
Oh my god.
I'm glad you can't see that.
Thank you for the sun and yen. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Nico, I hate to scoot our horns, but we played that stop sign part like it was so clean.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Is that just us playing that, or is Rob also playing that in left-hand piano?
Which I like the
I think Rob was on left-hand bass too. Carlos?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the three of us, we played it. Like I just noticed it now. We played that super clean. Like it was so sick.
I suppose we might as well just try to clear a lot of this stuff out.
So good, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob, that tickles
There's
my heart
really
every time I
no
hear that
point in
outro.
keeping it here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yay! That was forward.
Yeah.
First track on the album. Oh my gosh. I want to tell. I forget who it specifically was in chat who brought up this story, but I want to tell the story about Dom's cymbals and what happened before this gig. So I completely forgot about this. Just until right now. Like I forgot this even happened because it all worked out.
man.
It was okay.
I still remember vivid as day.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly,
Yeah, you should-
context.
Yeah.
So I want to say at least 2 or 3 weeks before the week that we spent in Seattle, we
no, that could
had
go into.
a trio VGM band gig with Disco Cactus, my band Game Night, and Chris Williams' band, the Rebels.
Oh, I think I remember this story now. Yeah, I think I remember.
And Carlos actually came out to the East Coast and joined us for that night. We played at a It was a retro game bar in New York City, in Brooklyn, called Wonderville. And it was pretty much like a marathon. I played with all three bands, Carlos played with all three bands, Chris Williams played with all three bands. There were at least 4 of us in the collection of, all three bands that, we literally played 3 sets of music straight. I also remember we had a rehearsal prior to the gig, and I ended up having really bad gas from having a chicken wing from Chris's dad at the time. Which then...
This is all Chris's dad's fault.
No, it's not.
That's not what we're saying. No.
It's not what we're saying at all. Which, unfortunately, then started to lead to... I actually had some medical problems. From, picking up gear whilst having, very significant bloating in my stomach or something like that. It felt like I had some, pulled a nerve or something like that. And I actually had to go get checked via a couple of doctors. So Carlos and I were talking back and forth of, am I even going to make this week? We actually moved the flight that I was originally supposed to fly out a couple days later to give myself more time to rest. And I've never flown with my cymbals before, with this stuff. From what I understand, a good rule of thumb is, as a drummer specifically, you don't want to fly with your first choice of cymbals, because there's always a chance of getting lost in the transaction of luggage with airport stuff, and then the next thing you know, it's your cymbals don't come through. So Carlos and I were talking back and forth of how I was feeling, and also just what cymbals he had that I could use, so I didn't have to bring so much stuff. Thus ended our combination of multi. I usually use all Sabian stuff. I only bought a few stacks and things. But yeah, I ended up being okay by
Thank goodness.
Thank God.
Thank goodness.
I was going to be really sad if I could not make that week.
Okay, that's what all of our mats.
That was the one thing I didn't want.
Excuse me. Sorry.
But yeah, I used his flat ride. I used Andrew's 15-inch hi-hat.
Well, so I took those from Andrew several months before, so I still have them. Well, I went over to his place. I was helping him mic drums, and I was like, "Hey, do you use these 15-inch hats?" I was like, "You're like, no, not really. Can I take them because they sound good."
They're K lights, by the way. They're good cymbals.
Yeah,
cymbals.
They're good.
Yeah.
That's why we used them on the album.
Fire.
So. Yeah, man, I'm so glad that you turned out okay, Dom. That you ended up being okay.
It was just a minor thing from whatever it was.
The other thing is the other reason I'm happy about that is because it validates me having so many cymbals at my house, despite not being as good of a drummer as you are.
I mean,
having all that stuff there. If we didn't have that, that would be a problem, right?
Right.
And
we'd have to probably go out and find some stuff.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been as simple of a solution.
Oh my God!
Let's go!
Did we bring all our own cymbals too? The whole kit, right? We brought the whole kit to the studio.
Yeah, we also actually at the time. I remember at the time when Carlos and I were talking about the drum sets at the studio that we recorded at, what they had. We thought they had an array of stuff.
Right.
I was thinking they were going to have a fusion kit, they were going to have a jazz kit, they were going to have, a rock kit of sorts, which is large 24-inch sizes or whatever, and that sort of.
But they only had 1.5 and
they literally only had
stuff,
2
right?
kits that were only because it was a vintage studio. The studio was oh, we only have these 2 kits, and I would have to Frankenstein to put something together. So then Carlos and I got looked at each other and be like, I might have to go back to your place to get your drums, and that's what we did. So then Rob and I drove the van, took all of the drums. I forgot my Earthwork microphones, so we couldn't use the 16-inch floor tom that we brought to the studio because we forgot the microphones there too. But yeah, we ended up using Carlos's drums, and I want to say 60% of your cymbals. It sounded great.
Yeah, we use a mix. I mean, the 2 crashes are mine. There's the flat ride is mine. Actually, both rides are mine. The flat ride and the Istanbul, whatever one I have. That's on my
pretty
kit
much had. It was these 3 stacks.
The only things of yours that we used were the small, basically those 3 small ones, small sets you have.
Those things.
Yeah. Those whatever.
Oh, I miss
those
sitting
things
behind
were.
a drum set.
Man. So
I haven't been behind a drum
I'm
set
glad
in
that worked
years.
out okay. And you know, it makes me glad that we had my kit to begin with. You know.
Yeah.
Man, what a see. These are the stories that I want people to hear at this stream, right? Because nobody gets to hear them.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I hope
If
he
you're just
doesn't mind
joining
me
us,
sharing the stream,
we are
but yeah, I
currently
hope more
we
people
just
get
finished
to hear
listening
this
through Forward.
because this is so
So we're going to be
beautiful.
listening through all the songs on the album, not all in a row. Probably listening and then stopping to tell a story, and then going back and forth, stuff like that. Yeah. Cool. I think it's time we move to the song number 2 on the album, which is Luminaire. So the story behind so I'm getting notifications from Andrew texting me.
Sorry.
And it's these loud dings and like, Andrew, come on. The vinyl's not available to purchase yet. We are waiting a couple days for that. I think it should be launching within like the next week. It's not out yet. I'll make an announcement when it comes out. So you're all good on that one. So the story of Luminaire is that it was. I had this idea for like a happy, exciting tune. So like I think my first idea was that. That was it's just a very pentatonic lick, and I decided to call it Luminaire because it's named after a move that Chrono, the main character in Chrono Trigger, learns and uses. So everybody in Chrono Trigger has their own element associated with them. Some characters who are magic users use a lot of elements, but Chronos is light, and at one of Chrono's strongest attacks that he learns towards the end of the game is called Luminaire, where he like rises up into the sky and like lets out this thing of light and like it's like a screen nuke kind of thing. And my idea for like the Luminaire is supposed to be like a feel good, just like a feel good song. And what the vision I had was, someone being able to share the light that they have inside of them, and letting it burst out in the form of whatever thing that they create into the world.
I forget what time zone Hardware's in, but he is already awake.
Letting out the light of our respective instruments out.
Good morning, Hardware.
So then we started using Luminaire as a verb, which is like
Luminaire.
Yeah, to Luminaire. So Rob Luminaired all over the piano on this song, and then Dom promptly Luminaired after Rob finished Luminairing. So that's the story of Luminaire, and here we are. Here's the track. It opens with a fretless bass melody played by Nico.
And with our project here in Terraria, it is our objective to Luminaire all over the Moon Lord. Boy, 7-8 times is, I think, the goal pretty much. We're going to do it with every character on all of the seeds. And then we are going to luminarily build
that's a way better
monuments and tributes to everyone.
It's not metric enough.
To Neebs Gaming, to Hardware Despair, to Groveman Guides, to Black Knight. Thank you, Black Knight.
What did you say to me when I was doing those 4-tom rolls?
Black Knight
Make it sound like
posted such a wonderful react video to
thunder,
my project. It really,
thunder, or dark clouds
really
in the sky, but
imbued me with a lot of
the sun
motivation.
shines through the dark clouds after the rain. That's the image I have in my head.
I remember you saying something else, actually.
That's what I picked out. Sarah, we'll have music videos for every track on the album. Only 4 released so far, but we're releasing the rest over the next couple weeks.
I think they're almost all out, and they are amazing. Yeah, being able to watch these guys play it, watch their emotions come through, you can tell that they had such a wonderful time together and working on this album. You can really feel the chemistry.
Does anybody in chat know what that chorus chord progression was from? I want to see if anybody in chat can figure it out.
Baseline.
Yeah, we'll see.
bass part. What was I doing, Neebs?
Thank you, Sean. I'm glad you like my tone.
What up, Tabor?
I'm glad I learned how to appreciate good music at a young age.
It's from
Mullins is here.
it's from Luminaire. Science got it. Last surprise.
Wait, who got it?
Cyan
yeah, there we go.
SF64.
What's this little green thing on my face?
Yeah, it's beat.
Yeah, Carlos, was that on purpose or was
No,
it like
it was completely by coincidence. It's like a B flat major 7, A minor 7, A flat major 7, G minor 7. Which is last surprise, just by coincidence.
Oh, it made me
Tabor,
take
Carlos
my shield
wrote in the
off.
4/3 thing. Kind of snarky puppy. Very
You know,
snarky puppy.
who?
Yeah, this is
Who?
the most.
Who?
I think this is the most snarky puppy of all.
Just like his
I think
hair.
so too.
Oh, it's his night vision helmet.
Actually, I think it's the only one that's like screams snarky puppy. I don't think any of the other ones.
Glad we got that all sorted.
Or am I alone? Am I alone in that?
Boy, I would love to replace his web slinging hook with
I think there's
any
little
other
influences
hook.
in all the tracks, you know, little bits in the different parts.
Yeah, sure.
But this one is definitely the most holistically.
I gave him the
It's
web
like
slinger
Snarky
because
Puppy,
I wanted to give him a
but
challenge, but
I think this chorus part
hadn't
is
really
like very
given
Cat
much
Vicinity
use to the
in
web
my head.
slinger, and it's kind of awful.
I can see that.
Especially.
Oh yeah, I think the acoustic guitars kind of remind you of like Minuano.
Yeah.
I believe a fishing reward hook is very fair. Not quite sure what its reach is.
Oh,
but
also this is the only song on the record that has acoustic guitar on
yeah, we got 2 hooks. 2 fish hooks. That's gonna help out with building a lot. And what do we have for him? That's right, we have the bunny.
Ooh, I love that. I love that.
Hello. I like how we all have
Boy,
the
I
same
almost want to
favorite
give the
part of
bunny to
Rossi.
Yeah, I
either
know.
Epsro or Duralius
Yeah.
as a little nod to all the bunnies that they slaughtered for 2 pieces of meat in the 7 Days to Die series.
And now
Four
time for
bunnies.
Dom. So Luminaire
Hang
all
on.
over the drum set.
I'll put your seatbelts on, y'all.
He's crushing it. Excuse me.
So fresh and so clean.
It really is.
Hey, fun fact, somebody actually transcribed that drum solo.
It's already been transcribed.
Sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
It's already been transcribed. It's like, I'm shocked. Yeah, I gotta send them the pin. They do get a game night pin.
Oh, I love the quarter notes here. I love this part.
And we aren't going to give Neebs a bunch of seeds, but we are, a bunch of herbs, but we are going to give him the seeds. That's a lot of seeds, though, but
And the conga toned in D.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, if you listen to the very end
I
here,
think that's quite fair for the game's progression and whatnot. Or for my idea behind it.
now
I mean, the
because
idea
I was
is
playing,
that
I was playing
it's
the conga
like
parts of this,
I'm
and I
helping
don't
the Neebs
normally
crew
tune
do
them to the
this
song, but in this case, I did. I tuned them to D and A.
in my head, in the
These
lore
last
in
chords,
my
last chords
head.
are D, so it's like dun,
Which
dun,
I eventually
dun,
would like to
dun.
write into a story, and once we start to get closer to the end and the
That's-
finalization of
That's
the
exactly what I was
project,
thinking of. I was thinking of like little tiny.
I do write
complete
little
parts.
summaries and everything for like the episodes.
Oh man, there's this weird ensemble piece
Some
called
of them I
Chorale
post
and
in the
Shaker Dance.
description, but some of them I'm keeping
I don't know if anybody in chat is familiar with it. I have from my
as notes and
my
lore
ensemble
for a
background.
story
There's
that I
a part
actually
at the
want
end where it's
to
like,
kind of
it
go
goes
along
dong,
with this
bong,
world.
bong, 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 bong,
We're not going to take any of this stuff.
and that's the energy I was thinking of with that little concept.
We will collect all
Played
of this
triangle
stuff
and wind ensemble back in high
ourselves.
school.
You did?
Does that count as a wind
I might
ensemble
come in here for
background if I
like
only play the
acorns
triangle?
or
Well,
Only
whatnot.
plays
Actually,
triangle?
why don't we just go ahead and take a bunch of those because we need
Triangle's
them
pretty
right
important.
now anyways. Rather than taking
If
wood,
it,
we
if
will
it comes
grow
in
our
on
own
time,
wood.
which I usually didn't.
have you
We finally got the axe
Josh,
to
have you
rig
ever, like,
roast
50
true,
measures of
so we can
tacit,
start
and I
using
Josh,
count
have
that.
wrong,
you
and I
ever,
like coming on 47.
have you ever played the
Did
electric
we,
triangle?
I know I made one for
Not
8
even know that was a
but
thing.
did
Electric
I?
triangle. So, I'll show you.
Blowjazz.
I'll show you the video.
There it is.
That was not okay. I'll show you the
Oh,
video.
man.
Swap
Is
that
this,
out.
is this video that
We lost Dom, y'all.
this video we found where a guy is like he's like I've invented this new instrument, the electric triangle, and there's a shot of him plugging it into the wall, right? And then he holds the triangle up, and then there's the beater, and then he starts playing the triangle, and like sparks fly when he connects the beater to the triangle, because like they're both electrically charged.
Wonderful.
And then he like plays it, it's like.
Yet another web sling. Okay, we got some.
That instrument must be
Acorns.
absolutely electrifying to play.
You know
Yeah,
what?
well, the thing is,
I would
is
just
like
to
most triangle
see
beaters have like a rubber bit that you hold, right? So like it's not
Yeah.
going to shock
How
you, so
many,
it doesn't go there. But oh my gosh,
gems and such
Uh,
we have stored
That's
somewhere. Cause I
You should have
don't
put one in
think it's
Luminaire.
very many at
an electric
all.
triangle.
One in-
There's
yeah.
where's the triangle at the end?
I
Not
don't think
electric
I've
triangle though.
ever
Yeah,
gone
the studio. The
hunting
studio's room was
specifically.
he was too it was against their policy because they had fire
I mean,
code.
gems
You
have been
couldn't play the
around
electric triangle because of the
forever
fire
in
code of
this
the building.
game.
So, I incorporated that into the arrangement.
So you would think I would have them organized somewhere.
I would like to say actually, like the time I remember when you were
Very
reposting,
excited to make a terrarium room
of my
too.
drum solo, like on social
Now that
media
they
and stuff
stack
like
on
that.
top of each other
remember
too, I
doing,
haven't
like,
even
a
tried that
story
out
where
yet.
it
I
was
know
like,
that they do that,
Carlos
but
gave me the green light to
this
go
whole
ham,
this whole
and
section
I
right
was
here
doing-
used
and
to
then you
just be
sent
all
me a DM on
aquariums and
Instagram,
such.
and
But
it said, my favorite
I put them all in a chest so I could get them organized and figure out which ones I had and didn't have. Because I think there are like hundreds.
Yeah, I told you, yeah.
Same with the banners
was-
too.
that
I
That was my
wanted to
favorite
find
thing
out
they
how
have at
many I
that diner
had.
next to the hotel we stayed at. Green lights.
Oh,
and
that-
ham.
yeah!
Green lights
Oh
and going
my
ham.
God.
Green
You
lights
know what I
and
would
going
be
ham.
alright with stealing out of here? Take some
You
of
had
these
that like 3
candles,
days in a row.
lamps.
I had that every day except for
Pretty
one
much
because
pretty
I
much
wanted to
every day.
try something different on the one day, and then it wasn't good. So I was like, okay, I'm going back to the green eggs and ham.
These
tomorrow.
There was a
lampposts.
diner that was like 5 minutes from where we stayed.
Mhm.
So we pretty much went there
5-minute
every-
walk.
5-minute walk.
Yeah, it was real
actually,
close.
Yeah. 2-minute
And
drive.
these, why not? Oh wait, these
Cool.
are
With
just,
that, let's move on to the next
that's
track on
okay.
the album, which
I don't
is
care. We'll use them.
Invisible Man. I feel like
A disco
should I
ball.
give the introduction for this one before or after?
Where the heck did I get a
This is
disco
after.
ball?
I think after.
It's up to
Okay.
you.
Let me just play the song, and then.
3
I'll
years
talk
ago, I
about
got a
it.
disco ball.
Here's Invisible Man.
Huh, that's awesome. It's like just the other day or yesterday I found the eyebrow. I didn't even know that was a thing. Not that that's a cool thing or anything, but I just thought that was neat.
Just kidding. That's not Invisible Man. That's pretty
Right as I'm drinking water.
That part's so funny. The
I
MIDI,
was like, wait a
MIDI
minute.
symbol roll.
That's the MIDI version.
That's not my drum.
That's the karaoke special.
Yeah, Chad. Who's ready for who's written lyrics to this song?
I'll tell the story about that after the song. Because Josh and Rob know this one. They know about the. They know
Is
about.
this the story you told us about?
Kinda
Twitch
wanna
Con?
give
Yeah,
him the
that is
mighty
the
hand.
story.
Up with you here?
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm okay. I'm not gonna meme this time. This time we're gonna play the actual song.
We'll
my
stash
idea,
it there
sorry.
for now. Just,
Well,
maybe we'll
play
use
that,
it, maybe
that,
we
that
won't.
beautiful symbol.
We don't really
Wait,
need it for
wait,
anything
wait,
else.
Good old Hallian
Guess we're
Sonic
looking pretty
SE
good.
from Dorico. Sounds great. Okay, here's the actual recording for Invisible Man. This is inspired by, it's a very anime
There's a zombie
song
in here with
inspired by music from Xenoblade Chronicles. There's the Budapest strings are playing strings on this one. Andrew Sumabat's playing flugelhorn. I have a saxophone solo in this. Rob has a
Just seeing
piano,
if there are
anime
any
piano moment.
throwing
And then Josh
items
has
we can
a
give
guitar
him.
solo.
I think we
This is
took all of them
Invisible
though. Yeah, he can be the grenade guy. I never ever use them ever, so it would be. I'm kind of having Neebs as
that's so much
the
better.
thrower class,
Yeah.
as if that's like a thing that exists.
Beats MIDI.
It does beat MIDI. It sounds so much better. Good break. We'll replace these for now. Oh, that's not very much at all, so we'll go ahead and take all of that clay.
The mix is so wide, man.
I put a stereo widener on the drum overhead.
Yeah, lots of breath in this track. Oh, the zombie can't get past the door, that's what it is. Cool, good. I think we got Neebs all ready for his episode. Let's see how Anthony's doing. I would like to get Anthony up and going too. Because once
That
we
was the
get
teaser
some
and
progression
the
done
piano
with
moment.
Anthony, we can start actually building monuments and stuff. We can start to do some groundwork on the actual
Strings
tributes
hated
and
playing this
things.
part. It's awful. This is my favorite. This part.
But also because this is a excuse me, for the worthy scene, Anthony is going to be responsible for all of the progression here on
I
this
love that
scene,
electric triangle.
and he is getting no help.
Sparks fly.
We were able to make him a tin pickaxe, but he just got the very basic starting stuff. This is all stuff earned by him. Did we give him? No, we didn't even give him armor. We gave him nothing. This is all his progression stuff, so we won't mess around with it. But yeah, he's got some food, a bucket, a hammer, some recalls, a small amount of ammunition. Let's see if we collected any ice by chance. No, that's okay.
Hot Cross Buns. Oh yeah. I kept thinking about that when we were recording
I never heard that till now. Holy crap.
that. Is it the same thing? Like,
We should make some torches for him too, I didn't realize. There we go. Yeah, I think if we can get some
Here, bud,
ice,
here.
we could turn this one that's parking into something else too.
Oh wait, we're in.
Take
Oh,
us
he's
home,
got
take
the
us home, guitar
grenades.
man.
Oh,
Let's
that's
go to
right.
sixth
That's
gear.
we were buying them from the demolitionist because it was almost all we had of them. So we'll definitely keep that with him because that is part of his struggle. We're just checking in with Anthony. So Oxygen's all set. Neebs is all set. I mean, we could even do an Anthony episode if we wanted. That would
Never
be
will.
fun. beautiful song. Mm-hmm.
That's piano tone.
Man,
Heck yeah, Rob.
yeah.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
it depends on the day. Like when you ask me like what my favorite song on the album is, it's either this one or The Missing Piece. Depending on which day. It always flip-flops between those two. Yeah.
Oh, well, get that. I can see good reasons for liking all of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man. So,
And I forgot, I saw it in the chat, I didn't want to say anything, but I saw someone asked specifically why the strings hated playing.
yeah. So, the verse section, which is the ba-ba-da, is in the key of B flat minor, which has 5 flats in it, which is it's most string players, like the open strings on like violin specifically, are G, D, A, and E, which lend themselves better to playing in sharp keys usually, like around like D major, A major, G major, things like that. But so B flat.
As he explains this, I'm gonna go take a restroom break. I'll be right back, but enjoy Carlos's explanation as to why the strings had a rough time.
Is like super far away from any of that. So, and also because those those passages in like the middle section, yeah, are like so pitchy and not really like that one in particular took a long time to get right because it's not like it's not really a scalar, you know. So it was difficult to get that. I mean, there was a whole lot of takes. The way that recording session happened actually was, so the band recorded in July here in Seattle. The strings hadn't been recorded yet. I had like demo versions of the percussion and the and some of the synth stuff that was like I was playing in the tracks along with the session, but the strings hadn't been recorded. Then in August, I remotely attended a session with the Budapest strings. I was on the East Coast at the time doing another project, and I had to wake up early in the morning, and I was there on basically on Zoom, and like there was just a conductor, and I was talking to the conductor, and we recorded strings for 3 of the songs on the album, and we recorded strings for Flow first, and that one wasn't too bad really. There were just a couple notes, and most of this song went fine, but once we got to the ba-da-ba-dee-da, it was like, oh no, like this is really really hard. But in the end, after the players got a few chances to read through it, it worked out, and we got the recordings you hear.
You should have written it in B minor and then pitched it in post.
Oh my.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Melodyne.
Where was it recorded in Seattle? We went to Avast recording company Avast. I don't know I forget what neighborhood of Seattle it's in.
Greenwood.
Greenwood? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think so.
They're known for like a bunch of like the Seattle indie rock kind of scene, right?
Yeah, exactly what our band makes. So, perfect.
Yeah, right.
It's a very famous studio for they did a lot of sub pop bands like Fleet Foxes.
Yeah, Fleet Foxes. Yeah, I think that's the one that I knew from their.
Wasn't there a superior drummer like SDX library recorded there?
Yeah, there's an Easy X for Easy Drummer.
Yeah.
I think it's Indie Folk is the expansion that was made there. Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. Which is definitely also, it definitely describes our band, right? Indie folk.
Yeah, indie.
Yeah, especially Luminaire. That one, gave me, Mumford and Sons vibes.
Well, that one's in D.
Yeah. And it has acoustic guitar.
Bruh.
Man, all you have to do to be an indie game composer is write game music in the key of D. and that's the difference between, like, so you have indie games, and then you have AAA games where everything's in A major. Okay.
Well, don't even get me started on religiously affiliated games where the only chord you use is G sub.
No! Oh, pianist not. Okay, complete opposite vibe. Let me take the last. Andrew's got to leave us in a moment, but I want to I'll tell the story of Invisible Man.
Right. Yeah, Steph's in the chat, right? So yeah.
Oh wow! Actually,
Yeah.
I could. I don't know how far I want to go in this story, but I'll tell the first part of the story. So
If we're going too far, Steph, please stop us. If we're
Make sure to leave right now before we tell this.
yeah,
Bye, guys.
Andrew, do you have to leave right now?
I have I can stay for a couple minutes.
Well, I'm saying do you want to? Because I don't know how long this story is going to go. It might go for a little while. So I think we should say goodbye now.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I think that's best.
I'm not sure who
Bye.
Steph is,
Thank
but
you
hello,
guys for
Steph.
being here. He's got
Thanks for dropping in.
Love, buddy.
Andrew is playing. The next track we're going to play is Ubuntu. We'll get there after we tell the story. And Andrew's playing trombone on that one. He also plays on The Missing Piece and Insane in the Rain. So we'll introduce you even though you're not
Bye,
here.
friends. Okay. Thanks.
All right.
See you guys.
All right. See you, Andrew.
See, Andrew.
Bye, Andrew.
Cool. So the story of Invisible Man. Gosh, I just heard Looker bark. He might have.
Invisible dog.
Well, right now he's not. I can't see him.
Wait, Steph says no, not that one. Well, she says
I think I know how
Andrew
far
had to
I'll
depart.
go with the
Andrew
story.
was
I know how
the-
far I will go with it.
Brass player for the album.
So, Invisible Man is it's a sad song. A lot of the times, for me, music is a way that I process a lot of emotions, and
I'll just kind of wanted to highlight the explanation of this song. It's beautiful.
one thing I think I've struggled with throughout my life is the feeling of not being acknowledged or listened to. The feeling of when you try and talk to someone and you try and tell them, you open up to someone, but they're either not capable of understanding what you're saying, or they just kind of write it off. And that's what the story of Invisible Man is about. It's the story of, in this case, me. Right? I'm writing it from my perspective, but I think it can apply to anybody. Existing in the world and feeling invisible. Feeling like you have something you want to say, you have something you want to do, but you haven't found the people that listen to you, or you feel like you're routinely not listened to.
With that being said, I would just like to give a huge personal thank you to Carlos for responding to my email. Even just the response alone was more than I could have even asked for, and he went above and beyond.
Also, I was thinking about just calling it Invisible at first and not putting the man part in there, because I didn't want to make it exclusive, to men. But then I thought about it more, and I actually think that the epidemic of the Invisible Man, if I may call it that, is actually more widespread than is widespread and not talked about as much. And I would describe it as men who are raised who are not able to speak about their emotions, or haven't been in that environment, or been told that man up and power through it, right?
because showing said emotions is supposed to be weakness.
Showing the fact that you care, or that you're sad about something supposedly says that you're weak, which is absolutely not true, and that
The opposite.
the opposite, right? And I think that I think I was kind of I had some of I dealt with some of that when I was growing up, and in the past couple of years, I've been unpacking that and figuring it out, and how to express that. And one of the ways I've chosen to do it was through the song, through Invisible Man. Okay. I for anybody in chat who's played Xenoblade Chronicles 2 specifically, there's a specific scene. There's a character named Jin, and there's a character named Malos. Malos is the main bad guy of the game. And there's a scene that I think of in the game where Jin is sitting, he's gone through a lot in his life. If you played the DLC, you know what I mean. He's gone through a lot in his life, and he's just sitting on an alleyway in a city, and he's got a hood on, and then Malos walks around to him and looks at him and extends his hand. And that's the scene that I kind of imagine. I imagine Jin feeling like that Invisible Man, which if you've played the DLC of Xenoblade, you will understand exactly what I mean, and you know the story. But I think it also applies to me and to a lot of people. So that's why I wrote Invisible Man. And it's this is like one of the tracks on the album that's like I can't believe I wrote this. You know, like I still get that feeling with this one, not in like a I guess like just like a wow, I still really like this song. You know, it's also really like I think it sits nicely on the piano specifically. It just feels it feels good under the fingers.
There's a lot of second intervals in the piano part that I love.
Yeah,
There's a lot of,
yeah.
a lot of that.
I didn't put those in the guitar part, so you don't.
No, it's okay. They sound better on piano.
Yeah,
honestly. So, yeah, they sound better on piano.
Yeah. Oh man. So anyway, that's the story of Invisible Man. It's kind of sad, but the next song, Ubuntu, is not sad. In fact, it's the opposite of sad. So you may think you may hear the word Ubuntu and you think of Linux. Like everybody in the comment section has been.
Yeah, I looked at the comment section of the video this morning. It was all Linux.
Yeah.
Linux comments.
Just for a little personal infliction here, the word Ubuntu has some personal meaning to me. I worked for a decade as a summer camp. Not as a counselor or anything. I was just staff. I'm a cook by profession. But there at camp, they introduced Ubuntu and the philosophy behind it, and it was an all-boys camp, so it was kind of presented in you're only as strong as your brother sort of thing, or, you know, I am because you are, or I am as you are. So that philosophy was taught to me over a decade ago. Probably about 15 or so years now.
And it's not, I mean, I've never used, I don't think I have a memory of using Linux myself. Maybe it has Ubuntu energy, you know, but
maybe.
I don't know.
You never know.
We have the Ubuntu technology.
Oh my gosh. So I came across...
With or without nuts.
Oh man! So I came across the term Ubuntu when I was reading this. Quincy Jones put out this book earlier this year called like 12 Notes for Life or something. Quincy Jones is like one of my inspirations because like as a music producer who's worked in a lot of different genres and made a lot of great music. And in the book, there's one section where he talks about meeting with Nelson Mandela and how whenever he would meet with Nelson Mandela, Nelson Mandela would tell him like to remind him of like Ubuntu and tell him what Ubuntu is. So it's a South. I think it has. I think it's like attributed to South Africa, but I think it also has history in other African countries or languages. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll call it South African for now. And it's like translates to like the idea of humanity or I am because you are, and that really hit me at a time. It was I had just gone to PAX East of this year, PAX East 2022, and that was my first time going to this, being back at like a big convention, you know, post like the worst of COVID, you know, and it just felt so good to be around people and to be around, you know, people who are also fans of VGM and just people that I knew and I had met, and I got the idea for this song when I was there, and I sang it into my voice memos on my phone, and then I read the book, and I was like, you know what, that energy I was feeling, that was Ubuntu, right? So I finished the song, and I called it Ubuntu. Yeah, that's the story. It's all about friendship and connection between people, and how the world is a better place if you reach out and make connections. So here's
There's a rehearsal
So
letter
true.
in the sheet music for those of you who are
So
going to look
true.
at it. It says party time.
yeah, I think it's D. I think D is party time.
When
we
the
are an
time
indie
comes,
band, you know. So.
When we,
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have to do the handshake when we get there in the song.
Oh yeah.
when the party time comes, let's see the party in the chat.
Party time. Yeah. Okay, here's Ubuntu.
Yeah.
Opens up with a beautiful piano solo that sounds like Seasons of Love from Rent, but isn't actually Seasons of Love. By Rob.
You know, I just noticed that now. The Seasons of Love thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just noticed that now.
I love this vibe.
Yeah.
So well progression.
This right here, Carlos, is 3 notes, but it's like one of my favorite guitar parts you wrote for this album.
Yeah, I thought you would like it.
And it's only 3 notes.
Bad Wii Sports vibes? Yep, there's the Wii Sports lick in here somewhere.
Yes, this album is full of Easter eggs too. It's perfect. It's unbelievable. This album, unbelievable. It's the finest album I've ever listened to, and I mean that in actuality, not just because of its significance or.
Party time!
I've never been more impressed by music in my life. And music is just about everything.
Here we go.
1, 2! 1, 2!
I think I'm ahead of you guys a little bit because I don't.
My father's a guitar player, and we had.
The handshake is
I
not
wasn't
as
part of it, but
impactful.
there was a family band. I was the roadie for the family band. They performed at, like the local fairs and the VFW halls and stuff for
There's Wii Sports.
quite a few years, actually. That was a lot of fun. Started on bass, took bass lessons, but we had all of the instruments, keyboards, and all that stuff. Synthesizer. I have a huge interest in synthesizers and electronic music. Not very good at playing piano. Never took any lessons on piano. Loved sitting behind a drum set. But kind of at the time too. I mean, that was when I was in high school, well, middle school, high school when I was younger. I'm 33 now. And I had some of my friends and stuff. We'd come over and hang out in the garage and stuff. But
Okay, already. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for the famous jazz standard? Have you met Miss Jones?
I mean, we obviously never made any band or anything like that. But we got around. We sang our hearts out a lot in the garage every once in a while.
This is Andrew on trombone.
That's big enough? Worried it's gonna overflow. Hey. Wonderful.
I love the transition between your solos.
That was very conscious. I matched his note. Yeah. I love that lick at the edge of the solo. Yeah, the solo.
I love our interplay here.
That's Ubuntu.
I am because you are.
Yeah. I love this lick.
Oh, did it get auto stacked? It got auto stacked.
I like your
I'll
motif.
have to come back and finish
Right here, right here.
Oh yeah.
Before we leave this area, let's set it up.
I don't know why, but this part always makes me laugh. This part of your solo. Oh, right here.
We're just memeing. This is the end of the song.
Big Ubuntu energy.
Oh, Super Mario World.
Wait, Mario?
Wahoo!
Yeah.
Wait, did you guys? Did you hear the Mario World? What?
No.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
The harder you look, the more you realize the game music never left at all, right? Yeah.
That's amazing.
Wow, Rob, that was impressive.
I used to work at a hotel as a houseman. It's like, if you would make a front desk call and somebody needed to come drop off a bed or kind of the assistant to the house cleaners and stuff, I would have to knock on a lot of the guests' doors a lot. And I always had one specific knock that I would always use, and one of the kitchen staff was with me one day delivering some room service food, and I walked up to the door, and I hope this isn't too loud on the mic, but I did my personal classic knock of, and after we interacted with the guest, she goes, "What? That's kind of a strange knock. What kind of a knock is that?" That's the Super Mario theme. Da 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 da. Do 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 do.
Without a hand.
She looked at me like I was crazy, but don't care.
He's the Invisible Man. Like, that's a cameo from the Invisible Man in here. Yeah. It's like in Back to the Future, right? When he looks at the picture and like his siblings are disappearing, it's like that. If anyone's seen that movie, I know it's old, but
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if you noticed the picture in my house back.
Oh, there it is.
yeah.
Yeah, we got away with 3 on this side. We could probably get away with 3.
Did you green screen that in?
Big fan.
Wow, how much did it cost? How much did it cost to get that printed? Wow.
Yeah, good to a couple grand.
How do you know that guy? I don't recognize him, Rob.
That picture looks like he's dead. Like it looks like he's ascended. That's what I said on Instagram. It was like, this picture looks like you've died and ascended.
Wonderful.
I mean, I guess you went up insane in the rain.
I guess so.
I was messing around during the stream because I was trying to get my virtual camera to work and it wasn't working. So I took a screenshot of my background. So right now this is a fake background. But this is working at the moment. That's why I'm invisible.
That is great.
My room is a fake background right now.
It was
Wow, the late Spain doesn't really do that
Rob's
well
the
against hard
Invisible
mode
Man.
slides,
Rob's
huh?
the Invisible Man in this stream.
That's
Are you okay? Is everything all right, Rob? Do you need someone to talk to? Wait, did you spin your?
That should be operational. Ooh,
Hey,
let's
Carlos, in the chat, Dre Plays Games says this album is your obituary.
No. I'm knocking on the wood. I don't want to do that. No, thank you. Oh my goodness. Wow. Man. All right.
This is not the conversation I thought we were going to have after Ubuntu of all things.
Yeah.
Of all songs.
Yeah.
This conversation
I was
is
very
the
worried you were
opposite
going
of
to play the one with like the extra hit on the
Do you have that? Like,
your
can you pull that up? It's in the Discord. I don't want to mess up the stream layout and pull it up.
Yeah, and we'd also have to like dig through the Discord.
Yeah. Wait, maybe. Hold on.
There was one take where like we're doing great, we're getting to the very end, and then like it's that last chord, and I play it, I don't know, one beat early, and the rest of the
you
band,
like because we all
one beat late.
we all anticipate, and then you hit on the downbeat.
Oh man, but like
very confidently though.
it was the most confident downbeat I've ever heard Rob play ever.
Bomb.
It was confident. It was confident enough to where it felt like no, the downbeat is right.
Right? Yeah, I had to look at my music and be like, wait, are we supposed to?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know where the clip is. It's in the Discord somewhere. I don't want to.
It was such a confident downbeat that
There's
like
something
4
special
out of
about
5
this.
of us
Can I,
doubted
catch it?
ourselves in that
You had
moment.
to be there. It was
I
one
know
of
what
those
it
things
is,
you had
guys.
to be.
Oh my goodness.
I make sure I'm recording it though. Damn.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, there it is.
Whoa.
It was so confident. Oh yeah. So our Ubuntu handshake. Should I tell them the Ubuntu handshake? I think I should tell the stream. I think they can.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
an it's an exclusive enough club. So
Point seven
there's a
platinum
Well, I guess
right
the
there.
funny thing was I always looked at Josh in the studio, playing the,
Oh goodness. Oh
and I
my
said
goodness, it's hard.
Ubuntu, like
Oh,
on the
goodness.
last
Yeah.
bit.
Oh,
Uh,
don't drop this money.
And
Oh,
I still, the thing is, I still.
oh,
Right.
run away!
So, ba ba ba
Is he
ba
gonna follow me here?
ba ba
Oh no! Oh, he sure is.
Ubuntu. Like,
Yeah.
What a butthead!
Yeah.
It still cracks me up thinking about it. Like,
yeah.
you know, like Dom, if we ever play a gig and I look back at you and you do that, I'm gonna break. Like,
That's
Are we gonna be able to
Like,
pick that
I'm
up
only
again?
gonna
Are we
play that
get
lick
all
when
back?
you're on the same gig as me.
no, but you're gonna pull it up in the middle of like playing like giant steps or something. Ba 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 ba.
Hilarious.
You guys are gonna know exactly what to
Got put
do.
away.
Oh my god, I cannot wait. I can't wait for that
Oh,
inevitable
man.
moment that I'm sure will happen.
I'm gonna have to practice that rhythm.
in a big band gig, next time you play like April in Paris, you know, like at the end, like
It's just
one
my
more
safe.
time. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh man. So if you're just joining us, we are Cyan, thank you for the donation. Huge fan of you and your music. Very much appreciate that. Thanks so much. If you're
New
just
Zealand dollars?
yeah,
But
that
do
is.
you have a painting of Carlos in your house? How big of a fan?
Oh, well, Rob, hold on, Rob. If you go over to that painting and you jump into it, does it transport you to the Insane in the Rain Super Mario 64 level?
I wonder
Oh
what it was
no.
about the gold slime that was special, other than just getting.
Which, by the
cash.
way,
I don't know if
Rob
you
has
unlocked
a
one of
lo-fi
the,
piano album of music from Super
town
Mario
slimes.
64.
Yes, he does.
It's really good. In fact, let me introduce the band one more time so all of you on the stream can know who to check out. I'll do this quickly. I'll do it in score order, as I usually do. Who is no longer with us, the real man who has left us early. No, he didn't die. He just had to go.
He's now the invisible man.
Yeah, the Invisible Man. Andrew Sumabat on the trumpet, flugelhorn, and trombone. He just played the trombone part on Ubuntu, the last song we listened to. On guitar, bottom left, we've got Josh Vasquez in the dark room. Top left, you've got Rob Kovacs on piano. Rob has the album I was referring to is he has a Super Mario 64 lo-fi piano album, like lo-fi, basically with like it has like he's playing piano and it's got also some lo-fi production on it. It's really good. I listen to it pretty often.
The Save Data Select
Thanks,
theme is my favorite off that
Okay.
album, Rob.
It's getting
my favorite.
Thank you so
intense
much.
out here.
It's so good. You should all check it out. Bottom right, we've got Nico Mendoza on the bass, both with frets and without. Who I think we've gone through all the songs in which you played fretless. Which is you played
Coincidence
Yeah.
that happened.
yeah, you played fretless on Luminaire, Invisible Man, and Ubuntu, which was the last three songs that we played. So just a coincidence. And then last but not least, in the center middle, we've got Dom Palombi on the drum set. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dom streams his own stuff on Dom Palombi Music on Twitch.tv. Nico makes his own game music covers on Nico Mendoza Music, and you also do some other stuff. Josh, you tour, right?
Yeah, and every now and then I post a cover when I feel like it.
Yeah.
I'm working on one right now, actually.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know about that. You have to tell us after. Man.
Yeah, he's on the Paul
Stop that,
Simon
honey.
National Tour. It's a big.
No, it's not the Paul
Yeah.
Simon.
I've seen the show. Oh, it's a different one.
No, it's a
with Paul Simon.
yeah, it's a tribute. It's a tribute.
Not-
It's
not-
not with
yeah,
actual
not
Paul
with
Simon.
Paul.
Although
Simon.
if Paul
Letting it
Simon
work
is watching
itself
the
out.
stream, like I'm down to play for
Simon
you
is
if you want. Okay, if Paul Simon's
There's
actually
probably no use in being
I've heard
here.
the stream. I've heard him play.
We are not playing up.
Very good.
We're managing,
So,
but
the next track on the album, we're getting into the
hardcore
back
level of this
we're the back half of the album. We're on the anchor leg right now. Is that what they call it? The anchor leg? The third lap? The
Got me
third
all
lap of
flustered. I'm
the
killing
400th
seagulls.
of the mile. This is track number 5. This is Resistance. Now, the story behind Resistance is that
Oh yeah.
I have such a hard time writing battle themes or like really high energy music. I just think I skew towards a bit of the chiller, and I mean I think that's kind of natural with like my I come from a jazz background. I play a lot of jazz. I like acoustic instruments. and doing stuff that, and I don't play a whole lot of like electric guitars or loud amplified stuff, and so I've never had like the big, I've never had like, I don't have as much experience playing like heavy, intense rock stuff, but I was like, you know, I want this album to have something that's like that. And
I gotta fight through a windstorm.
there's also that's the first half of the story, so I really have a hard time writing battle theme.
Got it.
There's also this book I read called The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield, and it's a book about struggles that creative people face, and it's about like one of the classic, like how to overcome your inner creative and win your creative battles, things like that. And in that book, he defines the term resistance as basically as it's sort of like anything that gets in the way of you achieving a creative goal, and this can manifest in the form of like procrastination, coming up with excuses, feeling like you're not good enough, things like that. All these things that you create that are getting in the way of you creating, and the only way to get through resistance is to identify it and do it anyway. You know, nobody can get you to start working on something except you. Right at the end of the day, you have to do it. So that was my experience with writing the song, and so I was like, you know what? I'm going to overcome my own resistance by writing a battle theme about how hard it is to write a battle theme and call it Resistance. So that's what Resistance is all about. And it is a very intense vibe. Also, consoles.
Oh, for Ryan Slack over.
Oh yeah, shout out to Ryan Slack in the chat. Also the console and all other video game music fans who are listening in the chat. Appreciate you.
This is the most
The intro
intense
drums from
build
Maple
session I've
Attack. It's
ever
funny
had.
you mentioned that because it's exactly what I was going for. Just yep. That's it. Okay, here we go. Sure.
Oh, we got me. Oh, we made it.
Stank face activated.
Alright, we got 3 keys left to place. Let's do it quickly. 15 to the menus. That's not spaced correctly. Man, it's pushing me back.
This is also me playing trumpet and French horns on this. Sorry, horns. Trumpet and horns on the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's not spaced correctly. Got it. Okay, all we need to do is come back with a staff of regrowth. Get some grass growing. That heart statue works. That one works. Okay, and the heart lantern. That's the one. It's just the wind counts as a debuff.
Okay, it gets a little crazy here.
I'm gonna turn it up.
This is what it sounds like when Resistance wins.
Yep.
It's right there, we got it. Okay. Just wasn't that solid.
Ah! Woo!
Dom, have you transcribed all of your own drum parts at this point? Like maybe?
gotta relearn them at some point too. That's the other thing.
And then we can, yes.
Is that supposed to be Star Wars? I stole it from Mars. So, it basically is Star Wars, because it came from Hoth, so. Okay, here comes Dom Palombi's drum solo.
More luminary.
Yes, this person. That YouTube video, watching him play this drum solo is fantastic. Doom Splicer. Even Carlos is standing up for it. Arena's done.
Ah! Yeah! Ah!
Bro.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I do throw the guitar pick at the end.
Oh yeah, you throw this.
fun.
Oh, I'm
Toss the guitar pick.
editing the video for that tomorrow. I gotta find that take and use it for the end.
I think it was take 2.
I think so. Yeah, it was take 2.
I gotta check the video, see if you can see him throwing the guitar pick. That's awesome.
I think I remember, like, somewhat vaguely, like, when I was listening to the one of the rough mixes of that song in the car, and during, like, Dom's drum solo, I looked at the speedometer, I was going 95.
Hey, we got the iPhone.
You know what the
Roxy. We
ironic
don't
thing
need
about
his
that
money
is?
trough anymore.
So when I was
That's right.
coming up with the name of this song, before I had come up with the Resistance, you know what my working title was?
What?
Speed Limit.
Hey! Well, okay, so it worked, Carlos. You still manifested it. You know, it's still manifested. I went 95 on the freeway.
Oh my gosh.
I actually remember you were saying one time, like, when we were listening back to the drum solo, yeah, I was like, or like you were saying, this isn't Luminary, this is Rage.
This is Rage.
Anger. This is just like, but then I was just realizing, that's me being angry at Josh, telling me his favorite restaurant was Olive Garden.
Oh, no. Oh, don't start this. Don't start the Olive Garden.
No.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
No, I still can't believe I played that drum solo. That was, bruh. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, nice job, Dom. Man, that was that track was definitely. We all spent a lot of time practicing that one. Like
that one was definitely one of the hardest ones.
Yeah, like there were so many moments during the so for the context of this recording trip, all the guys had about about a week that they spent here in the Seattle area. Like I got a hotel for them. They stayed for a couple of days. We had a couple of days of rehearsal before we went to the studio. I think it was like 2 days of rehearsal. I think.
Yeah.
2 days, and then we had 2 days of two days of studio, then like a hang day, and then like the day everybody left. I think that was all we did.
Yeah.
Although I do.
I hope that time was enjoyable for you guys.
I think I remember the second rehearsal day. We only really rehearsed for like the first couple hours, and we realized like most of the stuff was, we were pretty good. So then we had that whole afternoon where everyone was napping in different parts of your house.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was in your backyard playing mandolin, and then like Rob was down there playing like
I walked up upstairs and I heard this little guy. I heard this guy. Like I heard this cute little mandolin. Mandolin RPG, medieval RPG town music from the background. I was like, am I in Disneyland or something? And then I walked outside and it was just Josh practicing.
It was me just sitting in your backyard playing mandolin.
Yeah, but there were so many moments.
Good friend of mine growing up, Tyler, and his brother Reed hung out with us a lot too. Also a very wonderful person.
We definitely didn't over
always had a mandolin with him.
I think
I remember you specifically said you did not want to over rehearse.
Exactly. Yeah, because
they mentioned that.
Yeah. So we basically, I think every song, with I think the exception of Luminaire, we did 3 takes. and we used the third take for pretty much all of them. So this is like the third take of Resistance.
And Luminaire we did more because it was that weird.
Yeah,
with splicing.
With Luminaire, we actually recorded the intro, the out of time, and the tempo part separately, and then I edited them together in the end. It feels normal.
Yeah, that was super cool recording that to a cello drone because the key and all that.
Yeah.
How high you wrote and how tiny the spacing is on it. Like I don't think I've ever played this high on a bass. So
Yeah.
It's like playing violin, but it's so close.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you had that experience playing violin because that probably helped you play on fretless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The trick is just lots of vibrato and it'll sound better.
Yeah, lots of vibrato. Yeah,
Lots of vibrato and melodyne.
I forgot that I wasn't gonna bring that part up, but I was gonna say.
Hey, listen, we all do it. We all do it.
Yeah.
Andrew's not
On my voice on my Instagram videos.
That's
melodyne all over the place.
You know, when I go to bed at night, I brush my teeth with Melodyne toothpaste.
Oh, that's right. Didn't we accidentally call Melodyne Sensodyne?
No,
once?
Andrew calls Melodyne Sensodyne all the time. It's so silly. Because I wanted to. The whole reason I brought up the story is because every like when we were not rehearsing, Rob was always practicing. Always, which is like he was like the most dedicated back because it was hard. It was hard music.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
Those piano parts are no joke.
No,
And it was that. Oh no!
okay.
It was just you, right, Rob? It was just you on that one part of that last song,
yeah.
Resistance. Yeah.
Yeah, I was shedding the whole rehearsal because I had some stuff going on like in my life prior to the thing. I was like, holy shit! It's a week before I have to leave, and I haven't started rehearsing yet. And I also had listened. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I listened to all the tracks like on the MIDI like ahead of time. And I was like, okay, this doesn't sound too bad. I was like, oh, there's no piano solos on it. All right, so it's not going to be too bad. It didn't occur to me until I actually was like rehearsing. I was like, wait a minute. Well, of course there's not going to be any piano solos on the MIDI. Oh shit, there's a bunch of piano solos.
Are you behind me?
I don't know about that. Oh my god.
Kind of neat though.
Yeah.
I just remember we were gonna go out to get food, and then we're like, hey Rob, you want to come? No, I want to. You're like, oh no, I want to stay and practice this, and you were practicing that one part, right? We left, ate food, came back. You were still practicing that the exact same part. Yeah. Oh my god.
To clear, yeah, I had practiced the whole set, and then I came back to that part because I just didn't quite have it in my hands yet.
It almost.
But it came out. We got it. It came out right.
Yeah,
Sounds
it
great.
worked out. It worked out okay. Yeah, good practicing. Man, all right. Next track is Flow. Now, Flow is this one's pretty different, I think, than a lot of the. It's different. It's different in a different way than Resistance is. So I wrote Flow in 2019 originally, and it was like for, at the time, like. This arrangement is like for like a full orchestra, basically, like full wind section, except oboe and bassoon because I don't play those. Woodwinds, brass, full strings, and like then our band on top of that.
Save it. Excellent.
But in the 2019 version, it was pretty much just like it was like the band stuff plus like a few saxophone parts and like a flute part or something like that. So it wasn't quite as expanded.
This song is also
this arrangement.
one of my favorites
so
on the
Flow
album.
is
This one,
a song about.
I feel
it has a couple different meanings. Like the
33 and I
I
take
wanted
naps
to
and
create
I
a song
love
that
my
like portrayed
naps.
like the passage of time throughout
I've
like
gotta use the
throughout a
restroom.
day.
I'll be right back.
So you can there's a couple ways you can view it. If you view it in like the timeline scale of a day, it's like I'm very much a morning person, so I feel good when I wake up, and like I think the start of the song, kind of blossoms and has that morning kind of feel, and then it eventually like settles into a groove, which is when like I get started with my day and like things start going, they feel good. Then there's a part in the middle of the song where I take a nap. You'll know exactly which part that is because it's completely different. And then after the nap time, I wake up, and then it gradually becomes party time, and it builds to a guitar solo at the end of the song, and then the song fades out after that. So that was the original conception. But then when I put out the first song, when I put this song out in 2019, someone put like this comment, and that compared different timestamps of Flow to different moments in like a slideshow that would play at their funeral of like things that happened in their life. So it's like you can expand like this whole arc of Flow to like the trajectory of someone's life, which is like really weird and crazy to think about. So it's a very big and like expansive song. So, yeah. I hope you like B flats. In octaves.
Rob plays a lot of those.
Yeah, there's a lot of B flats in this song, even though it's not in
great.
B flat, but there's a lot of B flats. So
This one and forward.
Yeah, that's kind of a meme because I liked B flats at the time. I don't know why. Okay, here is his flow. Budapest strings are on this one as well.
I'm so glad he was able to get a full string section in. It's gorgeous. Sorry, they had a rough time with the song, but they did an absolutely phenomenal performance overall on the album, I think. It seems Carlos was quite pleased. At least I hope it was. Release the album either way.
F flat, major 7, sharp 11.
That triangle.
Yeah. It's electric.
Rob on the Rhodes there.
It's so solid, yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
It's electric.
It's electric.
I love the sound of the kick drum. It sounds so good.
Solid. It's like walking.
Yeah.
Let's jog.
Ooh, hold on, let me just... I don't normally like to do this,
The
but
sound of the
we've
kick,
got
so
a...
solid.
So as this... Oh,
F flat, major 7, sharp 11.
now this song, to me, I grew up in the snow-covered woods, and growing up, let's see, probably 13, 14, or 15, I got my first snowboard, but I spent my life outside, as a kid, but also playing a lot of video games. But if I wasn't playing video games, I was outside. I did not, I was very active in school during school hours, but I was not happy with homework or doing anything school related outside. My teachers praised me and stuff about my attention and stuff in class, but I ended up getting poor grades because of it, but that's not the point. But so I loved the snow. I'm a January baby. The snow is beautiful, and this part right here,
triangle.
Yeah. It's electric.
it's like
Rob
waking
on
up
the
on
Rhodes
a
there.
fresh
It's
winter's
so solid.
day.
Oh, that's bad.
It's electric.
Peek out the window, you see the
It's electric.
beautiful fresh snow ready
I
and
love
waiting
the sound
for
of the
you.
kick drum. It sounds so good.
Blue glow of the
Solid.
morning sunlight. That excitement's
Like
building
walking.
for what we're gonna get up to today.
Let's jog.
Getting the boots on, getting the snow pants on.
I just love this melody.
Everyone's piling in the car, we're all going.
Mm.
Plucked it out of the air.
Yeah.
Me and my friends built a little mini snow park in my backyard. We went there almost every day after school. We all worked at a ski mountain together.
Apricot.
Now we're out on the slopes, just letting our creative flow go.
love the harp part in there. That was fun.
Yeah, the original post of the song that's three or so years old. One of the commenters on it. I went back and read the comment.
Spitfire cinematic harp.
And he said, "Play this song at my funeral," and then he listed each part of the song in that section of his life. It was a beautiful thought.
My favorite part's coming up.
Nap time.
Yeah, everyone's saying nap time in the chat.
Good night, chat.
Good night, chat.
We're gonna wake you up in like 15 seconds, though. Right?
Yeah. We're gonna go to a party with a certain special guest.
I love this section.
Those vibes, right?
A little bit of vibes, yeah. But those are the Rhodes and vibes.
That sounds like an alarm clock.
Getting home, taking the boots off.
This string rhythm right here is stolen
Putting
from
the equipment up to
Summer
dry.
from the movie Kikuchiro, scored by Joe Hisaishi.
Grabbing a hot cup of cocoa. Watching the sun go down or getting ready to go do a nighttime session.
It's like driving down the freeway at sunset,
Yeah.
right? In a convertible, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Top down.
Mm-hmm.
Party time!
My face.
Oh, everyone's favorite part of my solo is coming up.
There we go.
Let's go.
The Justin Bieber part.
Is it too late for me to say sorry about that?
Yes. It's too late. Time for bed.
This is sleep time.
Kind of go with making all of these unfortunate.
Or death, according to that one comment, right?
Or death, yeah, or that's the end.
Oh, man.
Insane in the Rain is actually just a Justin Bieber
Beautiful
tribute album.
track.
Thank you,
yeah.
Rob. Thank you.
You caught us.
Yeah.
Dang.
Great
track.
Yeah.
Beautiful song. The arrangement of it is gorgeous.
Thank you.
The harmony, the melodies.
Yeah.
Feels like a whole
brass section, Carlos.
Yep, that's all me. Yeah. So okay, here's some. So there's a lot of interesting behind the scenes about that brass section. So, if you notice, so if you listen to the piano part. The piano part stays at the same tempo the whole time. So the way the way it's written in the sheet music, if this were to be performed live, is that it tells the piano player to keep playing at the previous tempo and just like ignore the conductor and just keep the metronome going in your head. And then the conductor conducts the brass ensemble separately to play that chorale, and the piano ignores it. And then they like sync back up at the end together. And the way that we recorded that was we recorded the section before that and the section after the brass chorale separately. After we recorded that, I just said, okay, let's have a straight minute of Rob just playing those B flats on the piano at that tempo, and we just had one take of him just going like ding, 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 for a minute, and then I edited it. So I edited it so it like joined the two parts together, and then Then I filmed a video of myself conducting the brass ensemble as I heard it in my head, imported that into my DAW, and then I watched that and I recorded along to watching myself conduct all the brass parts. So I think that chorale is, I think it's trumpet, 2 horns, trombone, and a tuba. And I own a trumpet, I own a flugelhorn, I now own a French horn, I own 2 trombones. I don't own a tuba yet. So all the tuba you hear in this track is actually a flugelhorn, pitch shifted 2 octaves down.
Amazing.
Like that lowest voice is a fake tuba.
Luba. It sounds so real.
It sounds so good.
Oh, there's a lot of people in your chat who are saying, "Oh, you don't own a tuba yet."
Yeah, you know, it's
Keyword yet.
It's definitely yeah. Like the number of times I've been on Reverb just looking at but what tubas are available has been definitely not 0. I've definitely been looking for a tuba. So at some point, but
You should sell that cymbal to Dom and use that money to buy a tuba.
that's I'd have to charge. Tubas are more expensive than that cymbal, unfortunately.
Or
Better
I
just
didn't know
melt all the metal from the cymbals and make a tuba.
No,
Not that simple.
Or just cut
It's
off
a limited edition Sabian flat rod.
like, no, not my baby.
Well, then it'll become a limited edition.
Not my
limited edition
not my
flat tuba.
not my future baby that Carlos currently owns.
I mean, Carlos keeps the cymbal. That's
Yeah, I'm sentimental to the fluba. See, like originally I was going to use like a sample library for the tuba, but I could tell, like I can always tell in the transitions between notes.
It's not a
And
full
the thing
suite of
about
potions, but
pitch shifting,
it's,
I don't think it would have worked if it was like a
it's a good
solo
start.
tuba part, but because it's underneath
but
all
we're
that
also
stuff,
able
like
to make a
your ear
gender
doesn't
change
hear any of the higher
potion
harmonics because that's being occupied by all the rest of the
very,
instruments. You just hear
very
mostly the
awesome.
fundamental stuff, right? And the fundamentals sounds fine when it's pitch shifted.
Sounds strange, but there's a
also
reason for the
because the
gender
flugelhorn
potion.
is a conical bore
As far
brass
as the
instrument,
lore
as is the
goes.
tuba, right? So when you pitch shift it, it has a similar timbre down low, because trumpet, trombone, and bass trombone are all cylindrical in that they like the bore stays pretty much like a cylinder the whole time. But tuba expands over, so it has a different overtone structure, which is more similar to the flugelhorn. So when you pitch the
Guys, I
flugelhorn
think
down,
we're ready.
Yeah, actually, someone's pointing out Seb Skelly. I actually stole this trick from him, so that's where I got it from, because he has some brass quintet stuff, but he doesn't play all the big brass instruments, so he just pitches down some of the higher ones. So
It's genius to
How did you
conduct
come up with the idea
yourself, though.
to have the piano going while you have the chorale at a different tempo?
it was the idea that I wanted the pulse of the piano was representing the flow of time. That was that was the reason that those quarter notes keep going throughout the song. And even in moments of when you're not conscious or like you're asleep, time never stops. Time is always flowing, right?
Okay,
And
yeah, stream's
in
still
this,
on. We're good.
and I wanted that to be represented, even even in the moment of when I'm napping, or if you could view that as ascending to some higher level of consciousness, that section of the piece, time still keeps going, as is. Time doesn't stop for anybody, until the very end of the song.
Effective.
Yeah,
It's brilliant.
it would have a
You
very
get
different.
sense that something is drifting off all of a sudden and separating.
Yeah, it would.
Thinking about
It would
the
definitely have a different feel if there was no piano, because then you lose sense of there's no time here.
Yeah, that
Right.
not pounding, but yeah, that
There's
piano
also
in the background.
I think that also came from there's a concert band piece that's written by Eric. Is it by Eric Whitaker? I'm not sure.
ties it
Right.
so well.
it's a piece about like trains.
Like the
or something,
ribbon on
and,
a
like,
present.
There's a section where the chimes player is instructed to like they're playing on the chimes and they're replicating the sound of like a railroad crossing. Ding 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 ding. That thing.
I kind of want to check
chimes
out the
player
song
is
he's
instructed
referencing
to play
here.
that rhythm at the same tempo, even though the ensemble the rest of the ensemble is doing like the train startup sound. It's like the.
I can't think of the songs or artist titles of similar pieces that I know
With, like
of,
they're using like snare and stuff like that. So you hear the sound of the railroad crossing. It's like a sound design thing, right? But being played by the chimes, but that doesn't change tempo. Great locomotive race. That's what it is. Yeah, I forget who that's by.
Music appreciation class. Or
So glad somebody knows that. That's
living with people who are musicians.
The locomotive chase. Yeah. Man, all these things from my background they come up. So
an appreciation for classical
that's
music
the story of that one. I hope you all like it.
Music.
Yeah, real quick, another thing I noticed about
Not
that,
needing
the
lyrics
piano
to
and the
present a
chorale.
full
Oh yeah,
story
yeah, yeah.
or feelings
I was just now
or
while
anything
you were
like that.
explaining that, I was trying to
always listened to
imagine
more
the
instrumental
chorale
music
by itself
than
without the piano there.
Yeah.
any
And I
lyrical
think the
music.
piano like tethers the chorale and makes it like a part of the rest of the song.
Yeah.
Because if it was just the chorale by
More
itself,
about
it's like,
the
why is
feelings
this
than the
here?
words.
Exactly. Yeah, because
it's like there's no reason for this to be here, but with that there, it's like, oh, it's still part of, it's still the same song. It's still part, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like the tether, right?
Well,
tether
the whole like it's like a nap, but also like a dream sequence at the same time. And in this there is no shared thematic material between the chorale and the rest of the song. Whereas I think the rest of the song is very thematic, and then it uses the ba 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 somehow. Like a different variation. There's a couple melodies, but there's no link between that chorale and the rest of the song. So it's supposed to be like a dream, right? That doesn't necessarily have any grounding in like logic or reality, right? So there's no shared there's no shared motif. There's no shared like grounding in reality there. So but the only thing is still like the little passage of time underneath that, the flowing of consciousness, the flowing of time underneath it. So
Those B
yeah.
flats, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love them B flats.
Yeah. At least granted, like that's the reason why I put it all in there. I mean, like, you can still experience the song and have a good experience even if you don't know any of that. I think it's just a cool piece, but that's why that's what all the stuff represents or is supposed to represent. So cool. Alex Arujo is asking if I'm attending any of the 8-Bit Big Band concerts this year. They're playing at MagFest, and I think I'm playing with them. Not as part of the, as a featured artist with the 8-Bit Big Band. So if you're going to MagFest, I'll be there. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, man, that was a lot of background on this one. But there's also a lot of background on the missing piece.
Oh, here, here we go.
And
this is another one where you're like, how much do you want? How deep do you want to? How deep do you want them to go down the rabbit hole?
I think I know exactly where I'm going to stop on this one.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Love hearing all these intentional choices about your compositions. Thank you. That's why if you most of these stories are not all of them, but a lot of these details are written in the video descriptions of these videos that are coming out, and they're also available in like the additional informational pages in the sheet music collections. I put the description there too. So if you want to reread them, you could read it there, or I guess watch the video. So here's the missing piece. The missing piece is this album's breakup song. It's the sad breakup song. I'd like to, I don't know, not regardless if you've been through like a relationship breakup.
It's not
I
going to
think
be good if we've got to continuously
it's about the feeling
deal
of
with
grief
wyverns
of
while
something
we're doing
leaving your life, which we all experience at some point. Of something leaving your life and like leaving like this hole
But not
behind that you have to fill. For me, it was a breakup. It was a long-term relationship I was in that ended, and it was kind of messy, and it was really hard for me to deal with. I suffered a lot because I think between that and my experiences mentally dealing with COVID, I think either of those two would go down in like probably the worst times of my life, and that wasn't a good thing, but I think it's important to, you know, like, not necessarily, I don't have to show the specifics of the story, but we can all relate to the fact that we grieve about things, right? That we go and that bad things happen to us in life, and we have to process them in order to move on and move forward. Move forward. So, the missing piece is about that, and it's you know, it's just about, you know, what it's like to, you know, split and move forward. And is there anything else? I think, yeah, I think that's all the background information this song needs. So, this one has the Budapest strings on it. I have a Whitney Houston saxophone moment later in the song.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you do.
And
It's a great solo.
oh, thank you. And Andrew's playing trumpet on this one. So here's the missing piece. Also, let me know if you if this it's about Dom with the cymbal being separated. Yep. Yeah. When Dom had to leave and he was looking at my Sabian, my signature Dave wasn't flat right. He was like, I'm gonna miss you. You're gonna be
That was the missing piece of his kit.
yeah, the missing yeah.
Guess I can't play the kid anymore. Oh well.
Oh, Jamie, or is it Jamie or Jaime? I'm not sure. Thanks so much. We would love to perform for you at some point. We'll see if we tour. I'm not promising anything, but like, I hope so. We'll see what happmes.
I hope so too. A couple
Yeah.
people have asked about it in the chat so far.
Yeah, this
See,
a couple people. Yeah. Anyway, here's the missing piece. Let me know if it makes you think of any particular song from a video game, because it definitely makes me think of one. Let's see. All right, here we go. So lush.
Yeah. Space.
I don't know what song they're playing on this.
Oh, so that wasn't the stick on Lobo's Army yet? But I guess good to know that we can definitely defeat it. I will take that teal loop.
It's Zelda's lullaby motif, right?
Yeah, actually a little bit.
Oh, now we're in the anger stage of grief.
Yeah, this is the anchor one.
Oh, because I already have one equipped.
I hit that side string so hard.
Well, I guess let's get ready for the real fight I was supposed to do.
Okay, here's my Whitney Houston. Woo!
Let it out, man.
Oh, we got a blood moon. Come on. Okay.
Amen.
Should have put down a sundial or a moon dial.
Hallelujah.
Why not, right? Oh, you know what? Why don't we just go? Actually go look for a fishing pond. We got one.
Minor chord.
Man, so good.
Yeah.
Right, you caught me on a day where that's my favorite.
Yeah.
My missing piece was this song, TBH. Aw, thank you, Sarah. I'm happy. I'm just
Try that
happy
again?
if any music I make can fill any missing piece in your life. And that is good. Suddenly Pokemon League. That's exactly what that was from. Yep. Yep. You know, Aaron.
There we go.
Yeah, it's so funny. I feel like all my inspirations are just like very just out it's just out there.
Oh, the sling.
Man, yeah, that was the missing piece. The story of dealing with having a hole in your life and learning how to live with it. I don't know if the hole ever truly closes, but like learning how to move on.
Do we kill it or do we despawn it?
We have one song left. Only one song left on the album,
Feeling
and
like we
it's the
despawned
song.
it.
Oh, it's the
But
song.
that's okay.
It's the song "Insane in the Rain" on "Insane in the Rain" by Insane in the Rain Music. If you listen to it outside when it was predicted to precipitate and you were in a mentally unstable
People are dying
you would
left
be
and
listening to "Insane in the Rain" listening to "Insane in the Rain" from "Insane in the Rain" by Insane in the Rain while you were insane in the rain.
Wow, how many times did you rehearse that in front of the mirror?
I didn't. I just made it up.
Oh, wow.
Insane in the Rain by Insane in the Rain Music. Wait. From Insane Insane in the Rain. Wait, Insane in the Rain from Insane in the Rain by Insane in the Rain Music while Insane in the Rain.
Did someone in the chat clip that so we can verify exactly what you said? We can go back.
Something like that. Oh, man. So, I think before we get into the story of this song, let's do just some housekeeping things. Just to remind you all of. Well, wait. What am I going to do? What am I trying to say? Yes. Let's start with if you like what you've heard and you want to support me and support the existence of Insane in the Rain original music or just Insane in the Rain in general. Best way to do that is to go to Bandcamp, the link is in the description, and pick up a digital copy of the album or a CD.
Links in the description of the stream as well.
Any of that is very much appreciated. The CDs are arriving at my house in the next day or two. I will probably do a signing stream. I might do the signing stream over on my Twitch channel. I haven't decided that yet. If you want to follow me there, I'm twitch.tv/InsaneInTheRain, something like that. Thank you, Steph of Anime, for linking the Bandcamp in the album. If you could grab the link to the sheet music on my website, that would be another good option, or a good thing to have up next. If you'd like to analyze or play any of these songs yourself, oh yeah, by the way, Sean says if you want to support me maximally, buy it on Bandcamp Friday of next month. On the first Friday of some months out of the year, Bandcamp waives their revenue share, and so more of your purchase goes directly to the artist. And I believe that would be November 4th. Is going to be Bandcamp Friday in November. So if you want to wait until then to support, that would be fantastic. Now with the sheet music, there is sheet music for every single song on this album. I wrote up the like full scores, parts, all of that is available on my website. And currently there's a discount code. Make sure I do it right yet. The discount code is launch20 in all caps. You can use that on any combination of sheet music products on the website. There's individual songs, and there's a collection of all the songs on the album all put together. So that's 8 songs worth of full scores and individual parts for everything. So I hope you get use out of that too.
It's really well written out, too, by the way. From us who have played it, it was really well written out, easy to read. Yeah, you did a great job.
Oh, thank you.
On the part.
Thanks. Yeah.
This man took so much time not only to learn our individual instruments, but that use that knowledge to make the parts even better. You know,
That's
like
knowing who he was writing for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
that's something you don't commonly see from somebody that's like doing their own thing. So big props to Carlos, man.
Thanks so much, everybody. Launch 20 will be active until November 4th.
For some reason, I feel like that wasn't even a thought for Carlos. I
first
think
2 weeks
he
of the
probably
album's
just
launch is
did
how
that
long
because
the,
that's just him.
You see a Taladar?
just the way
I
he
accidentally
is.
put Launch 20 and added 3 nachos. Hey, wait, where are you getting these nachos from? I don't have we didn't produce any nachos for this album. Oh my goodness.
You go to twitch.tv/.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. Side nachos.
why did it add nachos and not breadsticks? Just seeing Dom facepalm is enough.
It's great. There will be another update thing is there will be vinyls available for the album. We hope to have the pre-orders launch on the same day as album release. But we ran into a little delay with Bandcamp's vinyl campaign launch process, so it looks like it should be coming within the next, I think, 5 to 7 days is what they said to me on Thursday night when I was working on it. So probably sometime within the next week or perhaps the week after. But I will,
want to use fluff potions, but we
I will email the
probably
vinyl notification list. Steph, if you can find that link, that one's kind of more of an obscure link.
Oh, please go away. Please go away.
There it is.
Red 20. Lunch 20.
But I don't know.
Yeah, here's the link. The vinyl.
The blood moons and the solar eclipses are fun the first couple of times.
When they launch, the vinyls they're going to be, it's an
really
unlimited quantity
their
of
luster
vinyls. So they'll make as many orders as we
after a
get.
while.
So,
Order a million.
thanks a lot, Nico. You now have an arsenal for my copy paste. Great, awesome. So yeah, when those launch, I'll send out notification there. And then it'll be like a crowdfunding campaign thing. So basically, if we get enough orders, then Bandcamp will produce as many vinyls as we can to make within reason. I guess I don't know, maybe not a million. Well, I'd like to see us try to do that.
They reached their goal
I
like
think
130%
it's gonna
so
be
far.
a double LP.
So glad.
It'll be 2 discs. The reason is that it's like there's just enough music where it won't fit on a 33 RPM double-sided. So we're gonna do 2 double-sided 45 RPMs. And like that'll fit.
I think it's probably just about to be morning time, so
40.
no sense in fishing anymore, but we also can't do what we wanted to do.
It's like just over. I know. I remember I was kind of planning that. I was like, man, that's too long for one. But I don't know. You get 2. So that's happening in the next little bit. Yes, that is happening. I mentioned the signing stream.
So this will give a little bit of time for the
Resistance
to spawn back.
Any signed vinyl. There will be some higher up tiers of the vinyl crowdfunding thing that I think will have some signed vinyl. I'm waiting to hear back from Bandcamp about that. But if they let me do it, then we'll have some signed vinyls. Before we get to the background of the song, I'd like to introduce the band one more time, just so you all know who you're talking to. Who's been on before we say goodbye after this last song. He was here earlier. Andrew Sumabat on the trumpet, trombone, and flugelhorn did a fantastic job. Claps for Andrew, even though he's not here. I don't know what he's doing right now, but he was a great member of the band. Josh Vasquez on guitar, bottom left. He played acoustic guitar on Luminaire and electric guitar and everything else, and inserted
and slide guitar on Luminaire.
And slide guitar on Luminaire. I didn't point that
very
out.
Subtle in the intro. Very
subtle. It's very, very subtle.
But if you watch the video, that's the proof that it happened.
Yeah, it's the room where it happens. The room where it happens. The room where it happens. Next up is Rob. Next up is Rob Kovacs on piano. Piano and Rhodes. He did all that for the album. Nico Mendoza on fretless bass and fretted bass, and
darn it.
Yeah, I think is that. You play a lot of things, but you only play those on the album, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Just had to make sure. Had to make sure. And then Dom Palombi on the drums. Yay.
Yay.
I also want to give shout outs to Ro Panaganti and DJ Steamy Pete, Allison Martin and Katie Ritchie for being the video team that filmed all the videos that are going to be uploaded to the channel. Especially Ro, because I've known Ro, like, he was like one of the first people I ever met doing YouTube collabs. But we've known each other for like 10 years. So I don't think
the first video I ever watched of you, it's you and Ro.
It was probably like Kakariko Village, like way back in the day.
It was to Xanarkand.
Oh, the Xanarkand one. Right. Yeah.
My personal favorites to BK Rap.
Oh, don't look up that one, please. There's no reason to look that one up.
It's too late now. It's already in the ether. You know?
It's out there. Anyway, anybody?
Yeah, shout out to Cosmo over at Avast.
Yeah, shout out to Cosmo and Avast.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cosmo there. Sebastian at Alpha One Photo. None of you guys met Sebastian, but he was the guy who took the picture for the cover art. Okay. Nick Marinelli for helping me with getting the CDs manufactured and shipped.
We love Nick.
Yeah, and thanks to Steph being for mod in the Twitch stream and also being the best support person I could ever ask for. Anybody else? My parents. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
Of course.
I think that's it. So let's get into Insane in the Rain. Someone in the chat asked if I felt pressure of having a song called Insane in the Rain on the album Insane in the Rain. Yes, I did! Like, holy crap! Do you know how hard it is to write a song about yourself and have it and try to like it?
Try to like it?
It was so difficult. It was so difficult to write a song called Insane in the Rain. But my philosophy for this was, like, I wanted to write a song that encapsulated, like, the energy and the spirit of Insane in the Rain and what Insane in the Rain has been over the past 10 years. Because December 8th this year when I announced this album was my 10-year anniversary of being on YouTube making videos, which is nuts. And it's changed my life in so many ways. I've met so many wonderful people. I've met all of you because of YouTube. If I hadn't been doing that, our lives would never cross paths. So great. So, like, how the heck do you write a song that encapsulates all of that? It was really hard. And there's a lot of resistance in writing this one. This was the last track that I wrote for the album because I procrastinated on it. I was like, oh god, I can't do this, it's too hard. And then eventually I did settle on something. And I settled on it, and I finished it. It's a big band tune. It's a big band's worth of horns, then guitar, piano, bass, drums, rhythm section, with a solo tenor sax and trombone part on top of the big band, so it's a huge ensemble. I'm playing all the horns for the big band part, so 5 saxes, 4 trombones, 4 trumpets. That's all in this track. It's all me. And when we had us as a band, we had like an internal listening party when the album was done. And at the end of that session, I was like, guys, I love the first 7 tracks of this album. I just like this last one. Like, this last one's okay. And I think it just didn't feel right to me. And then I think it was Rob. I think you were the one who, like, brought it up. And I don't remember, do you remember, like, what you said? What exactly you said?
Yeah, it was that. you were trying to write something that was Insane in the Rain, and you ended up writing, I suggested you wrote something, you wrote what you thought people thought Insane in the Rain is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to create what people think you are as Insane in the Rain.
Right.
And so it's not, yeah.
Something
Why
like
was
that.
I
It was
not
like I ended up writing a song about who people think or who
I know
people
I
thought
grabbed
Insane in the
health
Rain
potions.
was. Is basically what I'm saying. And then when I had that perspective realization that it wasn't just a song, it wasn't necessarily a song about me, but it was a song about the Insane in the Rain that you all see, that you all get to see on the internet. It was like mind blowing. It was like, whoa, this makes sense. This is why it feels so strange. Something I've been getting into recently and thinking about is the idea of being authentic on the internet and what that really means, because for me as a person, being authentic and being genuine is really important. And I've come to realize that only showing a certain part of yourself online is not inauthentic, right? You can be authentically yourself, but only choose to show, like, you know, the happy moments, right? I think that makes sense to me. Maybe we can. Maybe now's not the time for the philosophical discussion or the debate on that, but I'm learning that there is a way to not show everything of yourself online, but be authentic in the parts that you do show, that you do choose to show, right? And I think in terms of me putting the videos on YouTube and arranging these things over here, I think I have been pretty authentic most of the time in the videos that I've put out. So I tried to reflect that in this song. So, Insane in the Rain music, the idea versus Insane in the Rain music, the man. I guess so. Maybe. So, here is Insane in the Rain. It is a long song. Oh, we'll see. There you go.
Is this the longest track on the album?
It is the longest track. It's like 7. It's 7 minutes long, but you know why it's 7 minutes long. Yeah.
One more time. This is my first master mode fire invasion. Only died once so far.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Insane in the Rain.
Oh no, that's a relic. Okay.
Ready for the only swing on this entire jazz album?
That swing part gives me Johnny Quest vibes. I miss Johnny Quest. I wasn't paying attention to whether we actually defeated that pirate invasion. Or if it was simply timed out. 2 p.m. No, we must have defeated it.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the Insane in the Rain saxophone soli?
That's fantastic. Let's get some joke and get ready for battle.
Yeah. It wouldn't be an Insane in the Rain song if it didn't just randomly go up a half step. Also, I love what you added at the end of this. Oh wait, no, sorry, we're not there yet.
Close though, we are close. Boy, now that we got this boat, can't do the double dash, but we could give up these for something. I don't know right now that we can particularly use, but just my thoughts about going forward. But that's fantastic. And then dash, boom, cool.
High E flat, that was really hard.
Everybody's happy and at home.
Here comes Count Basie.
Let's do this one more once. I just noticed your partner, Josh.
Shout out to Steph Vandenay for helping me with the claps on this part. This is the KK Cruising percussion.
Or just the two of us.
Yeah, yeah.
Or that one Jamiroquai song.
Okay, here's the ending. Here we go.
That Jamiroquai song.
How famous is this down to that?
Okay, Tower of Power. Okay.
Woo! One more time.
Again. Wait. Hold on. One more
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to the Insane in the Rain live music stream listening party. Oh boy.
It's our version of Beyonce's Love on Top. the Nathan East version of Sir Duke, where like that line that keeps going down. Whoa! Hold on.
Come on up, yeah.
We gotta wait till the end. Nightcore.
Oh no. We're okay.
That was in B1. That was up a.
So final lap version coming out soon.
Oh my god. That's you want an encore? We have a special selection. We have a special encore selection. You can get enough hype in the chat.
Nice.
And then
Is it Rob's pipe downbeat on the end of that one take of the theme?
no, it is not.
Is that the?
It is not. If you get enough, if there's enough hype in the chat.
Maybe.
I don't even know what this encore is.
Yeah, me neither. Surprise to all of us. Carlos.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is a great ending. Just to the whole album. It's so fun. It wraps up the whole album. The whole album is perfect.
Yeah, thank you. I feel that.
Just all those feels from every individual song kind of put them all together.
Yeah. I think it's like nice wholesome fun, you know. Well,
Very
I hope you're ready to hear it
fitting
one more time.
the self-titled track on the self-titled album.
Lyrics. Insane in the rain. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The rain's coming down. Insane in the rain. There's no way around. Woo! Insane in the rain. The rain's coming down. Insane in the rain. There's no way around.
Yeah.
I think people are digging the lyrics. I think.
That's how I came up with the melody for the song. Was I was just like, how do I sing "Insane in the Rain"? Insane in the rain, insane in the rain is coming down. I'm not releasing this lyrics version. No,
It's already on the internet. So
It's-
it's been released.
It's release is in this live stream. You can do whatever you want with it now.
You have a good voice, Carlos.
Thank
That's
you.
You do? That was awesome.
I think I just don't sing a lot. I think it's one of those things where like there are some like air breath management and air support like carries over from some other instruments too. Man, I think that's it. We played the whole album.
I did.
Aw, man. Thank you guys so much for, well, first off, thank you guys in the band for being here and joining me for this stream. It's been so much fun, and thank you for recording this project with me. It was it goes without saying, it was so much fun to do in the studio, you know. I think we will have to do it again at some point in some new context. I don't know. We'll see what sort of context it ends up being. But
As long as I can get my green eggs and ham again.
I think I'll make sure to write that in the question for the next time. You gotta get your
I think we got this movie. More
Wow. Thank you guys so much for making the album, believing in me, and being willing to do a project like this. It means a lot. And thank you to all the people I mentioned who helped make this album possible. And thank you, chat. Thank you everybody who's listened to the album, who's already picked it up, who plans to pick up the album. Just all the support you can provide, or you can and have provided, is definitely felt by me as someone who's very much an independent musician on the internet. Just putting something completely original out there is really scary and really hard. And there's no like existing audience, for it to relate to in the same way there's a cover, right? So, for all of you who have stuck around, you've probably found me in my covers, which is actually original, that's great too. But if most of you have found me in the covers, thank you for sticking around and for listening to this project, and I hope it's everything you've wanted in Insane in the Rain Music original album titled Insane in the Rain.
More than I could ever ask for, Carlos.
Listen to while being insane in the rain. I think that's all. Thank you so much, everybody, for support. Links in the description for stuff. You guys have anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I was going to say, I know I kind of speak for all of us, so I'm going to say, thank you for choosing us to be a part of your record. Carlos knows so many different musicians and people. You could have picked anyone to play on this record, and I think we all feel pretty special and honored to have been asked to play on it, and I certainly feel extremely proud to be on this album. I think it's an absolutely great album. Every song is beautifully written, thoughtful, moving, and meaningful. And
thank you.
I feel grateful to play with all of you, Nico, Josh, Dom, Carlos, and Andrew. You're all amazing musicians, and yeah, so super proud to be part of this record.
The feeling is
Must grab heart.
I also want to say thank you for trusting
Not enough heart.
Carlos. It's one thing to write for, an idea that you have, but trusting us with your visions, with your thoughts, with your feelings on all this stuff. And giving us a chance to put our own little spin on this stuff too.
My pleasure.
We love you. We love you.
Love you guys too.
I love you. I love you all.
Yeah, this is the Ubuntu energy. This is what I'm talking about. It's all about the collective. It's all about sharing things with each other. So
question.
Yeah.
So people can buy the CD now. They can download the music now on Bandcamp.
Yep.
If they want to be notified about the album, the vinyl.
Yep.
What's the best way?
There's Steph, if you've got the vinyl notification thing handy, there's a link you can click that takes you to a page on my website where you can enter your email, get added to an email list, and then once the vinyl's launched in the next week or next couple days, I will send out a notice that they're live to that email. That'll be your notification.
Spam that link, Steph. Spam that link.
Smash that link.
Yeah.
Smash that freaking link. Break that site. Don't.
I got the link, but Steph can do double duty and tell me what that is. Yeah. Oh, thank you to Matthew Caballero for purchasing the album literally right now. Wow. Yep.
Let's go, Matthew.
Woo. And thank you, Devin Carr,
Kevin's throwing
for
a
also
party.
getting it literally
Oh no!
right
Did
now.
it despawn? Did we run out of time? We did. didn't
Cool.
we?
Yeah, just want a second. If anyone listening has enjoyed what they've heard and like
Because
the
they
music,
started
you can
throwing
tell
a party and then
put a
he
lot
went away.
of music
Bummer.
into this, and certainly Carlos has put a ton of work into this. And the best way to support it is to buy it on Bandcamp, either download it, get the CD,
Yep.
favorite it on Spotify. That definitely helps too.
That's true.
Subscribe,
all that.
like, comment with all the released videos and the coming videos too.
Yeah, here's the link for all platforms, all streaming platforms, and yep, all the songs. There's 4 videos out right now. The first 4 Forward, Luminaire, Invisible Man, and Ubuntu are already out on YouTube as videos. Resistance, Flow, Listen to Peace, and Insane in the Rain will be coming as their own videos in the next 4 weeks. That's the plan. And then once that's done, the whole album's out on YouTube for everybody to listen to. Yay!
I'm glad we can finally talk about it.
Yay! Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you guys. Thank you everybody coming to the stream. Do you raid people on YouTube? I don't know how to do that. I'm not gonna bother with that.
It's called redirect.
Oh, that's
They
lame.
have a thing called redirect, but it takes like 3 to 4 steps to actually make it.
Oh, okay. You know what? We'll just end the stream. But if you want to catch me during my signing stream, I'll probably be doing it on Twitch. The next stream. Cool. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, chat.
Thanks for hanging.
Thanks so much. All right. Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Again, thank you very much to Carlos Eiene and in the Rain and all of the gentlemen in the band. I'm very honored and ecstatic. Not much else to say other than that. Thank you so much. If any of you guys are watching also, boys, let me know if you'd like me to take this down or anything. It was just something that I wanted to do here early this morning after I got the email. But I am signing off after we finish this little fight here. The sun is rising. I've got to go take care of some chickens. There's green and we are going to begin today's episode. Alright, we can do this, we can do this. Just level 4. We still got 5, 6, and 7 to go. Oh no, it's placed below. Why did you place below? Yeah, I'm just gonna have to accept it. The screen got so flat. Hello everybody. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do the Golden Farm 2, but no preparation. That's okay though. We'll come back and farm more of this later. Or hopefully we can. Thank you so much for anybody who watched the stream, and a special, huge, absolutely unbelievable thank you to Carlos and Insane in the Rain and the band We'll go through them one more time. Carlos Eiene on saxophones and Yui. Andrew Sumabat on trombone. Josh Vasquez on guitars. Rob Kovacs, piano, and the Rhodes. Nico Mendoza on the bass. And Dom Palombi on drums. Thank you so much, guys. Hope you guys have a lovely week.